Hey guys, happy Wednesday. So today's topic during prep week, we're going to talk about emotional eating and the importance of our goals. So on Sunday, I had you guys post your goals. We talked about what they were over the course of the next 21, 30 days, and that's because it takes 21 days to build a habit. And you guys have heard me say it over and over again that we are striving for progress, not perfection. And so I have you guys set those goals because it's important that you remember why you started this journey. I will tell you now, no matter where you are at, whether you're a brand new challenger and you're just starting off, or this is your 3rd, 4th, 5th, 10th challenge group, you are going to have difficult times. Something's going to happen, whether it's a life event, you may get sick, and it's going to get tough. And you are going to have to be able to dig deep and remember why you started. So I talk a lot about the importance of goals, and I also talk a lot about the importance of truly knowing your why you started this journey in the first place, and why it's important to you. Because I'm going to want to remember that, and you're going to want to remember that. So as you guys were posting your goals, I was saving them in your file so that when things get difficult and you start to kind of hide, because with this group, it's growing, it's real easy to hide in the background and feel like that you don't need to post or feel like you don't need to comment. And so you can kind of, hide yourself and feel like no one's paying attention, but we are. And so it's just super, super important that when things get really tough, you post about it and you talk about it in this group, because that is what the accountability and the support is for. Do not feel ashamed if you have a bad day or you fall off the wagon or you miss a workout or you have a bad meal. Do not be afraid to post in this group, because I promise you we're going to love on you. We're going to tell you that sometimes things happen, and then we're going to give you a little kick in the rear to get up tomorrow and make it a better day. So just know that it's going to happen and it's okay. But it's important that you remember those goals. So when I had you guys write those down on Sunday, if you didn't write them somewhere, go write them somewhere that you can see them every single day. Post them so that you can look at them and and at the very top, I want you to write, I'm doing this challenge because, so that you know what your why is. And don't say because we want to get healthy and we want to get fit, because everybody wants that. I always say my coaches know and my team knows and my challengers know, I always say your why should make you cry. It should be so powerful that when the nitty gritty gets down and you know that it's, things are really rough and tough, that you're going to dig deep and you're going to find it somewhere inside of you to get up and push play and get your workout done and stay on track with your nutrition. So that's why we talk about goals. And also we talk about goals because, quite frankly, you're probably at some point in time in this journey going to get frustrated. And I'm going to tell you tomorrow's topic is going to be huge for you guys, because we're going to talk about our goodbye photos and our measurements. And no one likes talking about them. It's not fun. But those goals and those pictures and those measurements are going to be a true indicator of your success, not the number on the scale. Is it something that we pay attention to? Yes, but at the end of the day, it's not a true accurate measure of what you are doing. So, with that being said, go write your goals down and make sure that they're posted somewhere that you see them, whether it's on your fridge or in your office, wherever it is, you need to make sure that you know what your goals are. So the second thing I wanted to talk about today is emotional eating. How many of you eat because of your emotions? I'm going to raise my hand right here because I'm right there with you. One of the reasons I started on my journey as a coach 3.5 years ago was because I struggled with emotional eating. And I still struggle with it to this day. And so we're going to talk about trigger foods and really helping to identify what those are and how you can kind of put a stop to them within this group. So one of the things that I want you to do this week, it's Wednesday, we've got the rest of this prep week before we start on Monday. So I want you to start consciously kind of paying attention to when you're eating and why you're eating. You may not be completely on track right now, and that's okay, because we're getting organized, you're getting your feet wet and clean eating, but I want you to kind of just start paying attention. For me, I know there's several things that, I find myself, you attribute food to an emotion. So we celebrate a success with food or happy hour. We celebrate, we get angry or we get mad and we, go to food or for comfort. We're bored and we do what I like to call mindless snacking. So whatever it is, some way in form or fashion, we attribute food to emotion. But that's probably one of the reasons why you're in this group to begin with, is because you've struggled with emotional eating so much that you feel like you have no control over it right now. So it's time to start consciously paying attention to when you're eating and why you're eating. Tony Horton says it best, that we're eating to fuel our body, not for comfort. And so you have to remember that. When you go to put something in your mouth, you have to say, am I eating this just because I know that it tastes good, but in reality I know that I'm going to feel like crap tomorrow or tonight, or I'm going to feel super bloated? Or am I eating it because I know that it's going to fuel my body? And so for me, my biggest triggers are when I'm bored and when I'm mindless snacking. So I'm typically at night, I'm working after the kids go to bed. And sometimes I'll find myself getting up from the desk and going into the kitchen and opening the pantry and just standing there staring. I'm not hungry. I've had dinner, I've had all my containers for the day, I've had my water. I'm just standing there looking because I need something to physically satisfy that satisfaction in my mouth. But I'm not hungry at all, so I'm bored. So the minute I started consciously paying attention to that, I would go and instead of going to the pantry, I'd go and get a drink of water. But, does it still happen? Absolutely. The other thing for me is the mindless snacking. So I'm a mom of 3 boys. They are constantly snacking and eating, whether it's goldfish or fruit snacks or fruit or cheese or whatever. And so sometimes I would find myself, here they'd have this snack here and I'd have a few here or I'd have a few there. And those don't seem like a lot, but when you actually track every single thing that you're putting into your mouth, you go, whoa, that's a whole extra 500-600 calories right there. And so not that we count calories because we don't, but it just gives you an idea of what it is that you're putting into your mouth and how much of a difference it really makes. So your guys' task for today, and some of you may already know it, some of you may know exactly what it is. Maybe it's you're angry and you immediately go for that chocolate. Another thing that I've really started to notice is that we sometimes feel like we deserved it. So like, I've had a bad day. I deserve to have this, piece of chocolate cake or go get ice cream with the kids or, whatever. And I'm not saying those things aren't okay sometimes, but when you're attaching them to an emotion and saying that we deserve to have something, that's where the misconception and the disconnect is that we need to put a stop to. So I want you guys to talk about your triggers today. Post them below in the comments. Let us know if you've identified what they are so that you can start paying attention to them. And if you haven't, we're going to revisit this topic on Sunday. So from this point forward, I want you to start consciously thinking about when and why and what it is that you're eating.